Hello, world. It is Wednesday, December 20th, 2023, and looking out the window at Defiance, it's a beautiful, bright, sunny day. A little bit, few clouds in the sky, but I think if looking at the weather, it's going to be a mostly sunny day, highs in the mid 40s today. So, a beautiful day, good day to get outside and enjoy creation. The devotion for today is entitled Light Sleepers by Vince Amlin. Vince bases the devotion upon Matthew 24, verse 43 through 44. But understand this: if the owner of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and would not have let his house be broken into. Therefore, you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an unexpected hour. And Vince writes, as an infant, our daughter was on oxygen. That meant that each night we had to wrap a tiny sensor around her big toe to monitor her oxygen levels as she slept. The sensor was attached to the loudest alarm in the world. Fortunately, her saturation levels never fell into a dangerous range. Unfortunately, the machine went off every time she moved her foot. It's hard to achieve a deep sleep when you know that at any moment you may be awoken by an air horn. After several sleepless nights with no real danger, we disconnected the alarm. It did not improve our sleep. Instead, with no machine to make sure she was safe, we had to, waking in turn again and again to hover over her crib and listen to her breathe. I've heard from other parents since that oxygen or no, the result is the same. You never sleep well. You never sleep as well after children, even when they're grown. You wake at the least sound and wonder if they're safe. Jesus' advice in Matthew sounds exhausting: sleeping with one eye open or not at all, waiting through the night for disaster to strike. No wonder he was always promising that the end was coming soon, that our sleepless nights wouldn't last long. The moment was at hand when we could finally trade our anxious vigil for the untroubled rest of beloved children. And then Vince's prayer. Come, O Jesus, come. Well, some of the things that went through my mind in reading this was remembering when my child was young and not getting a lot of sound sleep, waking up a lot to by her murmurings or her noises. It also reminded me of when I was still living in my parents' house. I had a younger brother who had really bad adenoids at one point, and so he would kind of snore, and then sometimes he'd roll over, and then the snoring would stop, and I would jump up to see if he was still breathing, and he was, of course. He's still alive. I think he has adenoids out eventually, but um, that's just some funny things that kind of reminded me of. But the thing that I got most out of this was just a reminder that, this isn't about waiting for Jesus to come again in the next life. It's about being active and living as he lived, loving as he loved, embodying God's love in our very beings, in our lives, and how we treat one another, how we treat creation. I think that's more the point. It's not about waiting to die so you can go to heaven, but living and doing the work of helping transform the earth so that it becomes, as God intended, becomes like heaven on earth, or as we pray in the Lord's Prayer, on earth as it is in heaven. So that's kind of where I'm coming from on this. And your thoughts may be different on this, but those were some of the things that went through my mind as I was reading this. So I hope you enjoyed the sunshine today, and hope to talk to you again soon.